very soon, and I'm excited for that. But I realized I also have all of my existing handhelds from many years ago and decided to do a little video playing some. So I'm just showing you the consoles and then playing some games. So, before we begin, as always, get yourself comfortable. Get yourself in a cozy position, and let's travel back in time together to a simpler time where our problems were minuscule and our hopes and dreams were massive. So let's begin by looking first at the devices that I have here. So I'll try and go from the oldest to the newest from what's available. And the first one that we have here is the Nintendo Game Boy. And the Nintendo Game Boy is the first handheld that Nintendo created. Oh, don't want to make myself in the view. I believe it was the first anyway. And it's a greyish color, like a creamy greyish, retro greyish color. The lighting that I have here makes it look actually really good, but this one has unfortunately yellowed, as a lot of them have done over time. The plastic usually goes a little bit yellow, and I'll just show you here the back so you can see. And the buttons are so clicky, very, very clicky buttons, clicky buttons. This belonged to my brother, but I claimed it many years ago. I have always been a handheld gaming lover, and I loved my handheld devices. So I got this because my brother no longer wanted it, and I cherish these older devices much more. Especially nowadays, I don't think I treated these very well when I was younger, unfortunately, and they're not in the best shape, unfortunately. If only I knew, if only I was a little bit more sentimental back then. So, this is the Nintendo Game Boy. With nice little clicky buttons. Clicky buttons. Now, unfortunately, the screen on this is not backlit, so I won't be able to game on this one today. But just wanted to show you the Game Boy. And we'll set this to the side while we look at the next one. The next one is this is not backlit. This one is also just a plain screen with no backlight. So it's very difficult to play during the night. You need a really good light source in order to play that. Just little tappies, little tappies, little tappies. The button design so good. They always have really clicky buttons and really nice signs, Nintendo. So that is this one. Unfortunately, I lost the back to this. So it's missing the cover at the back. And you can see Pokemon Play is already inserted here. Pokemon Play, Pokemon, Pokemon, Pokemon Play. And this one actually belonged to my brother as well. To be fair, I have my own Game Boy Color as well, which I'm going to show you next, but this one belonged to my brother. It was like the atomic purple color, which is really, really cool. I love the translucent shell. It's very nice. Very, very nice. So we'll set this one to the side as well. And I will show you my Game Boy Color, which is this one. So mine wasn't, unfortunately, as exciting, but I had the purple Game Boy Color. And the back plate is still on my one. But it's a little bit more plain, this one. A little bit more plain. And again, lovely clicky buttons. Very nice clicky buttons. And on the Game Boy we have the power switch here to the right. And then we also have the contrast slider, which you could adjust. The contrast so that you could see it in different lighting. Because unfortunately, as I said, these don't have a backlight, so you had to play this beside a lamp or during the day with a light source. Or you could even get a little clip-on accessory. And I used to have it, I don't know what happened to it, but there was a little clip-on accessory that you could put on and it shined a light on the screen so you could play at night time in bed or something like that. So they thought of that. Now the Game Boy Color can play Game Boy games as well, so it's backwards compatible. also to the side. And I will show you the next one. And this one is the Game Boy Advance. Oh, I love this handheld. This one is absolutely just one of my favorite handhelds when I think about it. We had Pokemon Sapphire, Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Emerald. Those were the games that got me into Pokemon in my kind of later teenage years. I did have Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Yellow when I was younger, but I never kind of understood it at that point in my life. I was still very young, so whenever I finally took the chance on the Game Boy Advance games, I fell in love with Pokemon. And it's really the games that got me into the franchise in terms of the gaming. I did watch the anime, but in terms of gaming. Now this Game Boy Advance has a skin on it. The Spider-Man skin. I've never taken it off, actually. This is just the way it came whenever we purchased this. And I just kept it the way it is. It's very pretty. It's very comfortable as well in the hands. Like, it's just the right ergonomic size, I would say. And it has these little triggers at the top. Nice clicky buttons. Clicky buttons. Now the Game Boy Advance was backwards compatible as well, so you could play Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, and also the brand new Game Boy Advance games as well. The Game Boy game cartridge sticks out, so it's a little bit bigger than the Game Boy Advance games. Now, unfortunately, this console also did not have backlight, so you still had the issue with being unable to see the game at night time or in darker environments. There are now IPS screen mods that have come out with backlights that are far superior, and basically the ultimate way to play the Game Boy Advance on the official console. And I have actually ordered one, which I'm so excited to show you in a future video. I'll show you when it arrives, but it's gonna be really, really nice. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but let's just say it's quite flashy. I'll leave it there. But as I said, I'm in my retro craving phase at the moment, so I'm really excited to delve into some retro games, play some of the cartridges that I have here. So it's exciting. I'm really, really excited. I really can't wait for my retro TV and my new Game Boy Advance to arrive. I'm gonna be in retro heaven for a little while. Retro heaven. So that is the Game Boy Advance. It also uses battery, AA battery to charge. So we didn't yet take the leap for the chargeable devices yet. I just love how this feels in the hand though. I just know that I'm going to enjoy playing my that we're going to be playing on because this one does have a backlight. It also is chargeable. This one you charge, there's no AA batteries. It's Nintendo's first clamshell device. So, like the Nintendo DS and future consoles, this one is what inspired the clamshell. And this is my most played Game Boy. Out of all of the ones that I've shown, this is the one that I gamed on when I was younger mostly. And it's a gorgeous handheld. I was thinking about getting one of these with the upgraded IPS screens, but ergonomically this is just not as comfortable. I mean, it's still really nice, and also you have the clamshell to protect the screen, but I spent most of my younger years playing on this one, so I thought I would give the original Game Boy Advance a little run for its money. So, there's a little speaker in the middle, and it has a little button here that controls the not the brightness, this actually controls how the screen turns on and off. Now, I think that there was a model that came out, so this is the original one, but I think there was a updated version that came out, and it had brightness levels, so you could press that a couple of times and the screen brightness would change before turning off. I vaguely remember that, don't quote me, I think that's a thing. But for me, I had the original one, and it just turns on and off. And the same buttons, we have the D-pad, the B and A buttons, and the start and select. And of course the little triggers at the back as well. Triggers. Little triggers. It's a bit sticky, that one, actually. I think that's on its way out, unfortunately. Just feeling it. Yeah, a big difference. That one's still very clicky, but this one is very mushy. Yeah, unfortunately it's on its way out. And these are the GBA games here. They are smaller, and they fit neatly and snug. But if I put in the Game Boy game or Game Boy Color, it's going to stick out. It's not going to be as sleek looking. So that is the Game Boy Advance. Now let me temporarily close this while I show you some games that I have. So, this one here is the Action Replay Pro, and I believe this is kind of like a cheat action replay. You can connect a cartridge here and you could put some cheat mods to the game, I think. And to be honest, this didn't belong to me. Again, this belonged to my brother, and I don't think I ever really used it or understood how to use it, and I still don't. But as I said, I kind of got everything that was left. So this is a little cheat code cartridge. Not something that we'll be playing today, of course. And then in here we have one in a case. this vaguely. It's more like a platformer kind of game from what I remember, but I'm not too sure. Again, I'm really excited to discover these classics. It's not in too bad condition, to be honest. There's definitely worse out there. Okay, kind of move on a little bit more, and we have one of the classic Game Boy games, Tetris. Tetris. I think most people had this game as it was like the number one game, and still today I really like Tetris. I have been playing on the Nintendo Switch Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is like a mashup of Tetris and like a Puyo Puyo. Oh, excuse my stomach. It's really quiet in here, so you're gonna hear like all of the stomach sounds. Okay. So that is Tetris. Nice. And then we have this one, which is, you can't see, I peeled off the label, so this is actually Pokemon Blue. I had 2 copies of this. I think one was my brother's and I had one of my own, and this was my one. I was young, okay? I peeled it off. I got rid of it. I wanted it all to be blue. Yeah, as I said, not the smartest cookie, but it's unique. It's a memory for me. Pokemon Yellow. No, sorry, Pokemon Blue. And I think, okay, I'm just gonna get all of the Game Boy games first. There's Pokemon Yellow. Game Boy games. And we've got another classic, Pac-Man. This one, I loved Pac-Man when I was younger. So nostalgic. Pac-Man is so classic. Let me just move this one. And we have Mario and Yoshi. Now we're moving on to some Nintendo franchise games. Mario, we all know Mario. Excited to play this one as well. Some platformers. Platformers. so that is that. I'm gonna have to set these a little bit more to the side because I'm worried that they will fall over and we will create a really loud noise, which we don't want to do. So okay, I think this is actually no, it is Game Boy. Okay, so this is something, I can't see it. I can see Yoshi there, but I don't know what that is actually. Let's see if it comes clear. I actually don't know what that is. I can't see. I'll have to look at it whenever I get to the editing part, because it's so small the screen, and yeah, my eyesight is not good. So this one is cool though. I like the colors. It must be some type of Yoshi or Mario game from what I can see in the artwork, but I just can't read the font. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll try and come a little bit closer. Gallery 2. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So that is this one. That's all of the Game Boy games. Now, I also had the Game Boy camera game somewhere. I don't know where it is. Unfortunately, I didn't have it for today's video, but I definitely have that because I absolutely loved the Game Boy Pocket game, the Game Boy camera. Yeah, maybe we'll see that in a future video. So now I'm moving on to the Game Boy Color games. We have the one and only Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now, I watched Buffy when I was in my teenage years, so this game was here, but I didn't actually know Buffy back then, unfortunately. But now I have seen the errors of my ways, and I know Buffy is one of my favorite TV shows ever. So I definitely know Buffy. And if you haven't watched it, this is your calling to start it. It is one incredible show. Absolutely one of my favorites. And she is the Slayer. The one and only. And we have Giles there. Unfortunately, the actor that played him recently passed away, which was very sad. Giles is an amazing character in the Buffy TV show. And Anthony Stewart Head in general was just an incredible actor, and there's so many kind things mentioned about him, so he seems to have been a pretty wonderful human being. So this is your calling to watch it because it's so good. I have to admit the earlier seasons did not age the best, but I know for some people they are the favorite season. I do generally prefer the later seasons of Buffy. I mean, really from season 3 is when it really becomes my type of favorite show. But everyone has their favorites. But you're in for one hell of a ride if you haven't seen it before. It's just, there's just nothing like it. It's just very, very, very incredible. Anyway, I've gushed enough about Buffy, so this is the game. I don't know how the game is, but we'll try it again at some point. Okay, and then we have El Dorado. El Dorado. is Storm. I love the goddess. I also really like the Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix like a story. It's so, yeah, I was always fascinated with the Dark Phoenix when I was younger, but Storm is my favorite superhero, my favorite X-Men character. I just think her powers are wonderful. Being able to control the elements. And she is a Omega level mutant. Let's not get nerdy, but yeah. X-Men Mutant Academy. I really love X-Men in general. I think that it's such a good story. And I wish that they would adapt more things for the X-Men. They had some TV shows and movies, but you know, they could just do so much more with it. And I hope that the reboot that comes with the new Marvel, I hope that they do it justice. But we'll have to see. Okay. And then we have Driver. I can't remember this either, to be honest. Driver. I'm not sure what this one was about. I have a feeling it was like, okay, well, of course you're driving, I imagine. But I'm not sure what the actual premise of the game is. I guess we'll find out at some point. So that is Driver. And then we have one of my personal favorite Game Boy Color games, and this one was Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. I played this one so many times. I'm not sure if this is a classic that people like or if there's better ones, but this was one that I played so many times, so this is one of my favorite platform Mario games from the older days, let's say. Taply scratch, taply scratch, taply scratch. Very gently scratch, very gently. Just very gently. Just collection. I'm not sure if I have more games somewhere, but that's what I could find now. These are... oh, it's not even an image. These are my Game Boy Advance games. I definitely had more, but this is all that I have combined. So let me just disconnect this one. It was my first ever game. It is another 101 game collection that came with the, I got this when I got the actual Game Boy Advance SP, and I love this one. This had Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers as the main game, and then there was like 98 other games, 99 other games. And it says no duplicates, no replay. And I think there probably was, but who knows. So, we have Sonic Advance, classic platformer with the iconic very fast hedgehog. I like this one a lot. I think the Sonic Advance games are really underrated for Sonic games. It's very like the old Mega Drive games, Genesis games, but a little bit modernized for the handheld. And I think they're really cool games. I have Sonic Advance and I have Sonic Advance 3, but I don't have Sonic Advance 2. And this is the one that I played the most. It had more characters and you could play as more characters, I believe. I'm not sure, maybe don't quote me. But I do remember this one. Sonic Advance 3. And then we have Shrek 2, another platformer game. A lot of these games are platformers. I love Shrek, and Shrek 2 is my favorite movie out of all of them. I mean, Shrek, the original, is fantastic, but Shrek 2 was always my favorite, with the fairy godmother and the potions and Far, Far Away. You know, I just love this one. This is my favorite one. And we have the big gingerbread. Just so iconic. And then we have Ice Age. Ice Age. Another platformer, I believe. I can't really remember this one as much. But yeah, it would be a platformer. You can see the Game Boy Advance games, they're so much smaller, small and cute, compared to the Game Boy and Game Boy Color cartridges. These were so tiny. Well, not as tiny as, or as thin as the Nintendo DS games, but they're still a lot smaller than the Game Boy ones. And then we have The Sims Busted Out. So, for anyone that hasn't played The Sims games on a handheld device, you're missing out. These games are so good, and they have like little stories. They're so different than the PC version and the console version that came out. You know, these ones are unique. They have their own story, mystery, City, which I really loved as well. That was one of my favorites. And then they had The Sims 2, which came out for the PSP, the Nintendo DS, 3DS, I believe. You know, they were all different games. It's really interesting. Even though they were all Sims 2, they were completely different games because of the different hardware. So I really enjoyed these PSP Sims 2 game, and also the Game Boy Advance version as well. They were just different. But my favorite was Herbs Sims in the City. I had Herbs Sims in the City for the Nintendo DS. I didn't have it for the Game Boy Advance, but they were pretty similar, except the N64, or sorry, the N64, their Nintendo DS version had a few added features and characters as well. So that is the Sims Plus Tonight, which is also very good. So, because we're gonna play a little game as we get comfortable and cozy for sleeps and bedtime, I don't think that playing The Sims Busty Night would make sense. So we're gonna stick with a platformer, I think. And I kind of already made my decision while we were going through them, and I want to play Sonic Advance 3. So we'll just move these other ones to the side as gently as we can so that we don't cause any unnecessary disturbance. So move that to the side. There we go. Nice. So let's go ahead and put the cartridge in. Does this bring back memories? And it goes. There we go. And I'll shout out to the min jar. Or should I say the sun jar? Bringing back a little retro memory for the channel. Okay, so we're just gonna play a little bit of this while you go to sleep. So let me just open this up. There we go. And we'll turn it on. I'm gonna keep the volume off so that it doesn't disturb you. There we go. Very nice. And if I can zoom in a little bit, if I could find the Sim. There we go. There we go. And as I mentioned, just get yourself really comfortable in a comfortable position for sleep, and I'll play a little bit of Sonic Advance 3. You can probably see that the screen is a little bit washed out looking. It's partially to do with my camera, but also it didn't have the best screen, but it was fantastic because it had a backlight and you could play in bed or wherever you wanted, and you didn't need to have constantly another light source around you. So yeah, it's a big win for me. So let's see. this has remembered an old save. Oh, I really would have liked to have gone back to the beginning, but just because I haven't played this in a while and probably terrible. Can we go back? I'm not sure. Why do we go back? Okay, it's character selection. Maybe up here. Aha, perfect. These are all the different zones that are unlocked, so I'm going to go to zone 1 again and play the first couple of levels. Right, 99. Nice. Okay, let's go. Gosh, I can't even think the last time when I played this. I must have been, oh, I don't know, just really young. Because I have played these games before, but more recently I've played them through emulation, but there really is nothing like playing on the original hardware that it was intended for, I have to say. And I'm someone who really enjoys emulation, but yeah, you just can't beat the retro and the clicky controllers that you get there. So nice. And I have to say, it feels really smooth, actually. You don't realize how much latency is introduced when you're emulating. This makes me so excited for the GBA that I'm getting, because it's going to be a nicer display than this. So I'm so excited. I think I'm going to be in for such a treat. So I'm not the best at this game, you can probably see. But we can only try our best, right? So I hope that you enjoyed this little demonstration, sharing my love of some retro handhelds that have been with me since my childhood, and hopefully for yours as well. You have some memories there. Oh my gosh, I made it. If you have one of these lying around, why not take it out of the dustbin and set it up again, have a few wee games, bring back some nostalgia, bring back some memories of those years ago. I truly miss those times when you were just carefree and, you know, still so much to learn in the world. I think we really do lose. We lose that as we grow up and we become more aware of the world. And so I really hope to relive some of my childhood experiences and easy. Is that the end? It can't be, right? So, oh, here we go. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. Oh gosh. You know, I'm never really good at these. I have to say, I'm quite bad. I think I know how to play this one. Oh, there we go. Boom. Oh no. No. We have to get the head. Oh no. Like this. There we go. Oh no. There we go. Maybe we just ignore that. We'll wait till we come back. Let's see if he tries to hit us here again. Jump. There we go. Yay. Oh no. Oh, one hit and we're gone. We have to be very careful here, very careful. We have to be very, very careful. Okay, go. And okay, we'll do that one more time. I think he gets quicker. Oh, I don't like this. And go. Oh, he was quicker there. Oh no, we didn't make it. Okay, we'll try one more time because I know what to do now. I mean, there's probably a better way to do it, but I'm just gonna go with this. Oh, we have to defeat him again. It's okay, he's quite easy anyway. There we go. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. There we go. Okay, you're gonna this time hit them. Oh. There we go. Tails is also helping us out. Okay. Let's see. Come on. Jump. There we go. Bang. Bang. Oh, I took a risk. I have to just be patient. Be patient. Okay. Go. Okay. Jump. Maybe we'll kind of stay patient, so we are, because we're gonna beat him. Here we go, and go. Jump. Oh no, I missed. Tails, where were you? Okay. Let's go again. Let's go again. There we go. Did we do it? Oh. For some reason I have a feeling that he goes really, really quick before the last hit, but I don't know if that's this one or if it's a different one. Okay, go. Oh, come on, Tails. This is taking forever. This has to be it now, right? This has to be it. Oh no. Yay, we did it. We did it. Let's see. I'll just bring it a little bit closer, a little bit closer for the end. There we go. And that, my friends, was Sonic Adventure 3. The first 3 levels and boss. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Hope that you're feeling very sleepy now. And ready to snooze the day away after some cozy